Back to yet another show of Jolly with Jay. This is edition number 6. So today we'll meeting you with some more jokes and a song and of course the same movie. We also have a movie. So welcome guys. Whoever is coming, you can just chat, add comments, and if there is any comments or questions, you can just type your comments, questions. I'll try to answer you. So today we'll start with Jolly with J number 6 with some jokes, right? So as usual, we'll continue with the Mullah Nasruddin jokes, right? Which were popularized by Osho, as I said in my previous talks also. So one Thursday night, Mullah Nasruddin came home to supper. His wife served him baked beans. He threw his plate of beans against the wall and shouted, "I hate baked beans." His wife said, "Mullah, I can't figure you out. Monday night you liked baked beans. Tuesday night you liked baked beans. Wednesday night you liked baked beans. Now all of a sudden Thursday night you say you hate baked beans." So that's how, so in that place, baked beans is like our upma, If you make upma daily, what will happen? Right? So Mullah had some memory problem. So 10 jokes, right? So first joke is over. Now the second joke. The memory problem. Mullah went to the doctor and said, "Doctor, I have a terrible memory problem." Doctor then asked, "Since when?" Then Mullah asked, "Since when what? What are you asking me?" Yes, he's already forgotten. He's like our Gajini. Now Mullah went to a sermon, right? He was supposed to talk. And obviously Mullah is not prepared sufficiently to talk. He's almost like me, right? So at the mosque, Mullah asked the audience, "Do you know what I'm going to speak about?" And everyone said no. Then he said, "Then I don't want to waste my time with such people," and he then left. So next week again he came to talk. Then he asked, "Do you know what I'm going to speak about?" Everyone said yes, we know. Then he said, "If you already know what I'm going to talk, then what's the point of me talking?" So he went again. The third time the crowd was very, very careful, And then he again asked the same question. "Do you know what I'm going to speak?" And then 50% of the crowd said yes, and 50% of the crowd said no. And Mullah said, "Whoever knows, please tell whoever who doesn't know what I'm going to talk," and then he went. So like this, there are some people who can escape from talking or giving lectures or doing stand-up comedy. And of course, I've forgotten to tell, this is a musical stand-up comedy. So there is going to be some music and there is going to be some comedy as well. And this is the comedy part. I hope you're enjoying it. And then next joke. It's about marriage advice. A young man asked Mullah, "What is the secret of a happy marriage?" Mullah said, "Actually, there are 2 secrets." Okay, tell me. Then Mullah said, "If I tell you, it won't be a secret." Right? So that's the secret of marriage, right? And next joke is, the boss told Mullah Nasruddin that if he could not get to work on time, he would be fired. So Mullah went to the doctor and told his problem, that he has some sleep disturbance and all that. Then Mullah took the pill, slept well, and he was awake before he heard the alarm clock. He dressed, ate breakfast leisurely. He strolled to the office, arrived half an hour before his boss. When the boss came in, Mullah said, "Well, I didn't have any trouble getting up this morning." "That's good," said boss. "But where were you yesterday?" So Mullah had slept the whole day yesterday with the sleeping pills. So many of our sleeping pills have this type of risks. Next, there is some philosophy. Someone asked Mullah, what is fate? Mullah replied, when things go wrong, it is fate. When things go right, it is my intelligence. So whenever everything is right, we say it's because of me. And when something doesn't go right way, we say it's because of God or fate or something, right? Mullah had a dinner invitation. Okay. This is the next one. So Mullah went to the dinner. He arrived in simple clothes. The host just ignored him. No one allowed him even inside. So he went home, changed his clothes to some expensive robes, and then now returned. Now he was treated like royalty, like he was given so much respect, so much they cheered him and they hugged him and all that, and then they asked him to eat. And when the soup was served, he dipped his clothes in the soup. Then he asked, why are you dipping your coat in the soup? He said, because you are only welcomed the clothes, not me. Because you are welcoming the clothes and you are treating the clothes very nicely, I think the clothes should drink the soup also. So in Tamil we say all padi, adai padi. So many times we give only more important to a person's attire than his real thing. Then Mullah gave an advice. A young man asked, Mullah, how do you avoid making mistakes? Mullah said, it's all experience. Then the man asked, how do you get experience? Then Mullah said, by making mistakes. So it's a very complicated cycle, right? You make mistakes, then you get experience. Then this is the last joke. After the speech, Mullah Nasruddin shook hands with the speaker and he said he never had a more enjoyable evening. You found my remarks, then the speaker asked, you found my remarks interesting, I trust. Not exactly, said Nasruddin, but you did cure my insomnia. So when the guy was talking, he slept well, so his insomnia was cured. And so I hope I also cured some of your insomnias. And many of you might be sleeping right now. So we'll go to the song. Just try if I can use mule to sing, because it has some music as well when I use mule. So mule is not there in this, so this time I think I have to sing without any music. So again. So if you are watching my some of my Facebook posts and WhatsApp posts, you might be knowing what song I am going to sing. It's the song called அத்திவான காட்டுக்குள்ள ஒத்தையில போறவனே அச்சம் ஏதும் தேவையில்லை ஓடுடா உச்சிப்பாரம் எட்டு மேல கட்டி வச்ச கொட்டக்குள்ள முட்டி மோதி முன்னேறி நீ மாடண்டா கனவு மறைச்சிட படையில்லடா கண்ணுக்கு தெரிவது தடையில்லடா திமிலுக்கு பகையில்லடா பயந்த உடலுக்கு உடல் இல்லடா கிளம்புடா இனி கலங்காத பாய்டா இனி பதுங்காத தேடுடா நீ தயங்காத விளையாடுடா நீ அடங்காத. So this is how the song starts. This is, of course, now you must have guessed what movie. This movie is called Bison. This movie is called Bison and it is directed by Mari Selvaraj and acted by, of course, Dhruv Vikram. The son of the great Tamil actor Vikram, and his son Dhruv Vikram has acted very well. and he does the character of this is like a biopic. It's based on a real life character called Vanati Ganesan, who was a kabaddi player, and this guy is born in a rural villages of Tamil Nadu, uh, and he's basically from a lower community. In that village in the south Tamil Nadu, there is conflict between the lower community and the higher community. The higher community is headed by this guy Lal. You must be knowing the Malayalam actor Lal, right? Lal, his character is Kandasamy. And then the lower community is led by uh, Pandya Raja, one character called Pandya Raja, that's acted by Amir, director Amir. So both of them are in conflict. That village, the higher community and lower community, they clash and all that. So because this guy is from the lower community, is not given chance in the kabaddi team. Although he is very good in playing kabaddi, he is not given that chance in the kabaddi team. So he forms a small kabaddi team of himself with his close friends and all that, and he clashes with the village team. The village has a main team, and he clashes with the particular team. And when Kandasamy, that opposite, that higher community fellow, watches this game, he gets quite impressed. He's more like a connoisseur of the game. He likes the game for the game itself and not, he wants to go beyond communal thing. And he encourages this guy. He selects him from the opposite team and encourages him to join in the main team, the village team. So he invites him to join in the village team, and that's a big promotion for this guy. And so he has broken some of the shackles which have been binding him so far. Because when he wants to play kabaddi, he has a father, that's a Pasupati character. That guy says, no kabaddi for you, because people, whoever has played kabaddi in this village, everybody likes kabaddi in this village, but they all become rowdies, or they get into violence and all that, and they don't live a long life, and I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to stay away from kabaddi. But the PT master encourages. He says he can even go to an international level and play. He has that kind of a potential. Why do you want to restrict his potential? So convinces his father Pasupati to allow him to go and play kabaddi. So with all those struggles from a lower community, from a socially deprived, socio-economically, financially also is very deprived section, but he is able to, now he has progressed at a stage in his game, and now he has joined the village team. So he is progressing, he has taken one step in his ascent of career. So later on, when the movie ends, you will see that this guy has even plays in the national team and wins the kabaddi for India in 1994 Asian Olympic Games at Japan. So that is the biopic this is about. So his progress, how he's overcoming those shackles, this communal shackles, the financial shackles, the financial, the violence that is happening in his village. It's in a political turmoil. The entire village is in a political turmoil. Always people are fighting each other, killing each other. It's not a peaceful situation, and even in that peaceful situation, he is able to focus on his game and come up in life. So like that, even whatever situation is there around you, if you can just focus on your job, your task, you can come up in life, is the message that this movie is giving. And this song will, as we analyze now, will talk about it. So அத்திவான காட்டுக்குள்ள ஒத்தையில போறவனே அச்சம் ஏதும் தேவையில்லை ஓடுடா. So in the forest is a very lonely forest. It's a dark forest, and this guy is walking very lonely. He's alone. There is nobody. He's actually from a different community. He's going into different. He's going to mingle with people of various communities, with higher community or whatever, and so he's whatever it is. He's not alone. Although he's alone, he's actually alone in that forest. There's no need to fear. The lyricist, the singer, the song is encouraging. Don't be afraid, The only thing to fear is fear itself, people say. So never be afraid of anything. Be fearless. So that is the message this line is throwing. Next line you say, உச்சிப்பாரம் எட்டு மேல கட்டி வச்ச கொட்டக்குள்ள முட்டி மோதி முன்னேறு நீ மாடடா. So there is a fort above, on top of the hill. If you want to enter it, you have to fight for that. You have to fight, you have to go and bang on the doors. Mutti modi munneru ni modern. Modern is the Kala modern. That is the Kula Daivam. Like Mari Selvaraj usually uses one animal in every movie. If you look at his Pariyerum Perumal, I think he uses one. If I remember correctly, there is a dog in Pariyerum Perumal. Then so every movie he uses one particular animal, right? Then this next movie in Maamannan, again he uses. Before that Karnan. In Karnan he uses a goat. He represents, he shows how the goat, no, Kaluda. He shows a Kaluda and the Kaluda eppadi mela varudhu. And Maamannan, I'm not sure what animal he uses. So every movie actually uses a animal and then he represents, I think the pig. Maamannan, he uses pigs to show. So this director has that analogy. He uses one particular animal and then he uses analogy of the animal to show the emotions of his characters. Like that, here he uses this bison. This bison is the deity. Kala modern is like the bull god, something like our Nandi. So it's a Kula Devam, it's a local deity in that particular village, and this community, they all worship this Kala modern. And it's possibly from a community called Modern, I'm not sure. So he says, we are all that modern, we worship this Kala. And because he's so strong like a bison, he even later on he gets the pet name of Bison. That's why the movie is called Bison. Okay. Kanava marachida pada illada. So Kanava marachida pada illada. See, your dreams cannot be hidden by anyone. Even whichever army comes, you can still hold your dreams. If you look at Viktor Frankl's story, he was captured in the concentration camp. He was a psychiatrist. He was captured in a concentration camp. There, he doesn't lose hope. He doesn't lose his imagination. That's what this line says. Kanava marachida pada illada. Whatever army comes, your own imagination cannot be stopped. Your own dreams cannot be stopped. Kannukku therivadu tada illada. So whatever you see in front of your eyes, these are all your imagination. You can overcome this whatever so-called obstacles. There could be some obstacles in life. Obviously there are obstacles in life. But you can overcome those obstacles. Timurum timilukku paga illada. So this timil is a word which is used in this particular song. Timil means the hump. If you say, look at the camel, it has a hump, right? You all know the camel has a, like that. The bison also has a hump, right? So that hump is the timil. So Deepak is the Gen Z Kala modern. I don't know who is Deepak. There's a question. Okay, I'll come to questions later on. Anyway, I'll find out who is Gen Z Kala modern and all that. So Timurum timilukku paga illada. So that for that bison, there is no opponent for that bison, right? எனக்கு தெரியலப்பா யார் தீபக்னு. ஓகே. பயந்த உடலுக்கு உயிர் இல்லடா. If you have fear, then there is no life for you. What's the point in living a life without any fear, with fear? If you have fear, there's no point in living. Live fearlessly. Again, that's the same message. There's no point in living with fear. So that's what he says. Kalambuda ini kalangada. So start your journey. Don't be confused. Kelambuda ini kalangada. Paida ini padungada. So don't be don't go and hide yourself in some place, but rather come out and fight. I don't know if you know the guerrilla warfare. The guerrilla warfare. If you watch the Chava movie, they showed the guerrilla warfare. Shivaji and Maratha Shivaji, they all used this guerrilla warfare, where they will actually hide in a lot of places. They will never come out openly, but suddenly they will come out and attack. Okay. So the spy and the padungal, both are necessary in life. It's not that, and that is why the lyricist says paida and padungada means there is a time where you should hide yourself. You cannot go always on the attacking mode. There are times when you have to hide. You have to, for example, say there is an exam, you have to hide in your rooms and keep studying, right? You keep studying. But when the exam paper is given, then you come out of that room, come out of that shackles, and you become that bull, right? Like you become the warrior, you become that, like that. For everything there is a time to hide, and then there's a time to come out. So now he says the time has come for you to come out. Paida ini padungada. There's no point in hiding hereafter. You have to just go and play your game. Come out. So that's what he said. Vilayadda ni adangada. So there will be times when you cannot go on controlling yourself. You have to lose control and go and play. Go and freely hit. They say play your own game. Cricket, they say play your own game. Don't what to say? Go and play your game. Don't be very shy. Don't play very defensively. If you watch cricket, you might be knowing. So like that, don't control yourself and play, and without any control, lose control. So there is a kudu. Kudu means there is a cage, which you have been put in a cage in your entire life. Now that cage is open, you can fly. So like that, we all have to come out of the cages that we are hiding ourselves. Next, tol kirinji enna pattambuchi parakkudu. The pattambuchi, you know how the butterfly, there is a caterpillar stage. The caterpillar builds a cocoon, and then it breaks the cocoon, and then the butterfly comes out of the cocoon. So when it comes out of that is the tol, he says. It is breaking open that cocoon and coming out, the butterfly. So tol kirinji enna pattambuchi parakkudu. Like the butterfly comes out, you should also come out of your cocoon. That's what the lyricist says. Vaan uyaram enna yaru ipo alappadu. So the sky is so high, we cannot measure it. But you can try. You can try, you can become a bird, you can fly and see. You can fly basically. So the entire song is about flying. You can see later on, it's all about flying. நீ பிறந்த ஏக்கமிக்க பறப்பது. So you're born with a lot of ஏக்கம் means like longing. You have a longing for fame. You have a longing for victory. You have a longing for success. So if you all have that longing, so don't be with that longing. Start trying. Start trying to achieve your goals, right? So if you give up your longing, you can also fly in the sky. So attivana kattukkulla ottayila poravane acham edu theva illa odida rekka e manna vittu maratha vittu vaanathukku nee parakka. So now he says wings. The entire song he goes on repeating rekka means wings. So we should have the wings to fly from a lower state to a higher state. Okay. So how to jump from a lower state to a higher state? So from where to where? So manna vittu maratha vittu maanathukku nee parakka. So we are in the soil or you are in the top of a tree, the bird, but it has to go to the sky. It has to jump from all that. It has to use its wings to go and reach the skies. Like that, we also have to get up from where we are and we have to reach where we should be reaching. Again, Rekka, 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 Rekka. Vayala vittu, varappa vittu, vaanathukku nee parakka. So, give up the fields and give up all this land, agricultural lands and all that, and go to the sky. So, again, this is the same point. Then, Rekka, 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 Rekka. Pagaya vittu, pazhiya vittu, vaanathukku nee parakka. So, again, here he says, Pagaya vittu, pazhiya vittu. Because this land is full of turmoil. There's a political turmoil. There are people killing each other. One guy is blaming each other, they are fighting each other. If you look at the Pandya Raja character, he's almost beaten to death. He's almost dead. But then he is hospitalized, he survives it and comes back. The Amir character. So like that, so much of violence is happening in that particular village. But from so much violence, he has to, so pagaya vittu, from that all that enmity. And pazhiya vittu. So they keep blaming each other, right? When there are two teams, two opponent gangs, they keep blaming. So it's more of a gang war happening. So the pazhiya vittu, vaanathukku nee parakka. So how to overcome this local gang war, this local the situations, local politics, and reach where you should be reaching. That is the message of this song. So, Rekka, 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 Rekka. Irula vittu, oliya thottu, vaanathukku nee parakka. You come out of the darkness and go and irula vittu, oliya thottu. So, irula vittu, no, you should give up the darkness and go and touch the light. You can do that. Unnatha vada, unakku kaalamaada katha solra vada. Unnatha vada. ஒரு கொம்பு மாட கதை சொல்ற வாடா. So he says, I will tell you the story of the Kula Devam. Always our Kula Devam is very special for us. Whichever God you are pray, there are some Kula Devams, like your family will be worshipping that particular God. That God is very special. And for him, that God is this Kombu Mada. And he says, I will tell you the story. So every local god will has its own story. I don't know what is the story of that Kalamadan and all that. That is not told in the movie also. But there's apparently a story. And this lyricist says, I will tell you all the stories to motivate you. To motivate you. You are from a very good, you are from a very strong, this bison-like background. And you have to act like the bison. You have to be strong like the bison. That's what he says. Unnatha puluthi kalapittu. So you have to come out even with sand and all that. No? When you run, the sand is coming out from the soil, right? So puluthi kalapittu. Mannatha eduthu pusikittu. So don't be scared of your soil. Even if the soil is there on your body, don't be, scared. You love your soil. Manna eduthu pusikku. Manna pusikittu. Munnatha timilisilipitte. So timilisilipitte is like, again, analogy to the bison. The bison has hump. Like the bison comes jumping. If you see the, say, Jallikattu and all, the bison will be coming in front. The bull will come in front. It will be fighting. It has that hump and it will be showing its hump and fighting like this, that. Like that you come up. The kabaddi player is something similar. He's just shaking here and there. He's avoids touching and then he has to touch somebody. It's almost like the bison, his movements and all that is. And if you watch the Jallikattu Kalamadu, so there is some similarity, right? Everyone tried to grab the Jallikattu Kalamadu, but the Jallikattu Kalamadu will run away. Similarly, Kabaddi also has that similar. One guy is going inside and 10 guys are surrounding him and trying to touch him, but he's avoiding the touch. So Kabaddi and the Kalamadu has an analogy, and possibly that is why the director has chosen this particular animal to represent the Kabaddi player, right? He's very clever, Mari Selvaraj, in his portrayals and all that. Kaattu yaanaiku oru paada. So Kaattu yaanaiku oru paada. There's something called herd mentality. Some animals, all animals will follow the same path. But if you are a human being, you can try and create your own path. தலைவர் சொல்றாருல ஏ வழி தனி வழி அந்த மாதிரி you can create your own path. That's what the next line. கால்கள் தேடட்டும் புது பாதை. So you do not follow the routine course. You can try a new course. You can go. Everybody becomes doctor. We also become not a doctor. Everybody becomes engineer. Then you also become an engineer, right? That's what we are all do. We all have that herd mentality. But there is somebody who wants to do something very different, and he wants to become an astronaut, or he wants to become a pilot, or he wants to become a say scientist, or something very new. I don't know what. So those things we have to encourage. New புது பாதை, புதிய பாதை. People create their own ways to succeed. பூமி சுத்துது உனக்காக. So the world is rotating for you. So this line is there in many of the Tamil songs. We say even ஏ உன்னப்பா என் கையை தொட்ட உண்டாச்சு உலகம், like that. In that song also they say எனக்காக தான் இந்த பூமி சுத்துது, like that. There are so many songs. I don't know how many songs this பூமி சுத்தும் for the hero, but apparently the world is rotating only for me. It means the world has a meaning only as long as I live. For me, the world has any meaning because I am living. If I don't live, this world has no meaning for me. Whatever this world is spinning by itself or not, that doesn't mean anything to me. So it is spinning only for me. I can say, in a way, I can say it is spinning only for me. Okay. Well, that's not true. That's a positive perception. That is one way you can look at it. That's what he says. So usually it's all this grandiose thinking, this manic spells. பூமி சுத்துது எனக்காக, ஓடும் நதிகளும் உனக்காக, அன்னை மடியை விரித்தாள் எனக்கா, உலகம் பிறந்தது எனக்காக. So this kind of grandiose ideas, all heroes have at times when they feel this world is for me. That's a very good thing. Welcome Pratik Rock. இப்போ மறைச்சு நிற்கும் மலை எல்லாம் தொலைச்சிட்டு. So there are some mountains, you can pierce the mountains and go. I think in some of my previous show I told about the mountain man. There was this mountain man who broke a mountain for 20 years with his instruments because the mountain blocked the route to go to the hospital, and his wife died in North India, and he's still called the mountain man, and you can go and Google him. So like that, Malayana tolachittu. Even if you can drill the mountains and create your own path. நீ ஒளிச்சு வச்ச வெளிச்சத்தை எடுத்துட்டு, sometimes light may be hidden, but where is the light, you won't find it. வா திறக்கும் அந்த வாசல் வழி தொடங்கட்டும். So go via the entrance. Okay, find the entrance, open the entrance, அந்த வழி தொடங்கட்டும். போர் நடக்க இங்க வெளி எல்லாம் தீப்பிடிக்க எரியட்டும். So like a war, like there are a lot of fences in our life. We have the fences we put to ourselves, the fences, internal fences, external fences, which actually prevent us from achieving what we want. If you want to go and achieve those things, you have to break those fences. வேலியெல்லாம் தீப்பிடிச்சு எரியட்டும், தீப்பிடிக்க எரியட்டும். That's what the song says. அத்திவான காட்டுக்குள்ள ஒத்தையில போறவனே, அச்சம் ஏதும் தேவையில்லை ஓடுடா, கனவு மறைச்சிட படையில்லடா, கண்ணுக்கு தெரிவது தடையில்லடா, திமிருக்கு படையில்லடா, பயந்த உடலுக்கு உயிரில்லடா, கிளம்புடா இனி கிளங்காத, பாயிடா இனி பதுங்காத, தேடுடா நீ தயங்காத, விளையாடுடா நீ அடங்காத. So தேடுடா நீ தயங்காத. Ask and it shall be given to you, says the Bible also. If you want something, you just ask this world. Yeah, Bison movie, yes. Of course I'm talking about the Bison movie. வான் உயரம் என்ன யாரு இப்போ அளப்பது. So I think they have completed the entire song. So I think this entire song is such a beautiful song. Then this movie itself is a beautiful movie. Later on, what happens? This guy goes and He's spotted by a kabaddi coach called Kandiban. He picks him up, then he takes him to the national level. He makes him play in the Asian Games. Even the Asian Games, he is not given the chance to come in the 11, in the playing 11 or 10 or whatever. He's not given the chance, but somehow by luck, he gets finally the chance and he proves his mettle. It's because of him that India wins the gold medal. The final game is against Pakistan, I think. So against Pakistan, he is able to. So India-Pakistan match, you know how it is. It's always like war. And in that match, he is like our cricket last ball 6. He takes 3 people down in the last shot, in the last what they say, ride or something, ride. And the right left, he takes 3 people down to achieve the victory. Although Pakistan is in front, so they are almost on top. And through the entire match, finally India is able to hit that last ball 6, and then they are able to win this match. So that's how the Bison shows even a person who is from a very backward or lower, who has a lot of social, economic difficulties from a very remote rural place, can come up in life to international standards if he focuses. If he focuses on his dream, if he focuses on the potential. I'm explaining the Bison movie, how the story of the Bison movie, right? So, I think I've finished my talk for the day. The song, the movie, and the jokes. So everything is over. Maybe a little fast up it in Anantala. I think it's over. But if there's anything to discuss, any doubts, Epstein files for the last time I went and Googled, I did some research. Last time I was not so much aware about the story. There's a Netflix you can go and watch. There is a documentary about Epstein as well as Jeffrey Epstein and the Ghislaine Maxwell. It's called Filthy Rich. You go and watch, you can understand what happened. He basically Jeffrey Epstein lured a lot of girls from a very lower, who are struggling with finances. And then he is being brought up. He is just giving, say, $200. If you come and give me a massage, I'll give you $200. And they come to give massage, but he uses opportunity. Massage is a very borderline thing. Always they say massage and sex are very closely related. We all know that, like every massage club they are running a prostitution ring nowadays. So he calls for a massage is a very borderline thing, and then he uses that opportunity to have sex with those girls, and then they makes them to recruit more girls. He pays $200 for the next girl also. And if you bring one girl, he gives him $200 to this girl. So he has become already filthy rich by some hook or crook. How he became rich is not very clear. But apparently options trading, stock market, and those are the things. He's basically a very simple school teacher. And he has come up to this level, and he has hundreds of girls he has abused. And he is also involved with them in sex trafficking. He asks them to go and sleep with some other elite circle, other big shots and other things. So what do I think about Trump? Trump is, I don't know. I really don't know about Trump. He's a lucky guy. If somebody becomes the president of US for the second time, possibly has the right contacts, the right connections, he's again filthy rich. So that much I can say. But otherwise, of course, there are so many Trump jokes. Sometimes he looks very demented, sometimes he looks very he's disinhibited. Basically, he's very disinhibited and talks what he thinks, what he wants. And he also says he wants the Nobel Prize and all that, and we don't know. But apparently, he has done some good things. When India-Pakistan war came, he got involved and tried to stop it. when there is again the Palestine. So some good things he has done because of him or in spite of him, I don't know, or because of that same disinhibited behavior, he was able to show some disinhibited action. Again, he has put a lot of tariffs on India. He wants to take Indians out of USA. He has an anti-Indian attitude, more of anti-black, hopefully. I think it's more of a KKK, the Cocoon clan or whatever. He is more of a racist kind of a thing. So those things are there. So obviously, but in spite of that, everybody has some drawbacks. Like not only Trump, whoever comes has some negative parts of their personality. But as long as that is not coloring, they are able to do some good in the politics. So we should welcome that. So if he does something good for USA, we should welcome that. In spite of all that, if he is able to contribute to the US, capturing Venezuela, these obviously people, entire world is against these kind of. But USA has always done this kind of thing. When we came up behind oil, they went behind Saddam Hussein. They never found any nuclear weapons. So this is more of a game of USA. So there could be other people below the president who create all these plans and ideas. We cannot blame the entire thing on the president. There are the Senate members, there is an army. So, and finally the blame is on the leader. So in that way, one has to pity Trump also, that he's taking all the blame for the country's decisions. But having the top position, I think he should behave in a more mature way. Like most other politicians, we take Barack Obama or even for that Narendra Modi behaves in a very mature way, at least in the mic, in the press conference and all that. He behaves in a very silly fashion in the press conference. He talks to he says your news is fake news. Your news is fake news. What you are talking is fake. CNN is fake news. So he says those kind of things, which is very comical at times. But he's not respecting the press. When a lady is asking about his the Epstein and his involvement, and he says your ABC News is always giving fake news and those kind of stuff. He doesn't respect her. You always ask the wrong questions, and he goes to the next. So he tries to evade the questions, which put him in trouble, which everybody does. Like if you ask me a question which will put me in trouble, I try to evade it. So I cannot blame him totally. He is a human being, we have to understand that. But it could be better. He could be much more mature at that level. If you are the president of USA, you should be even certain level. I think you should improve on that. So that's about Trump. Modi ji is a very good leader. I think he's a very good prime minister. He has done an extraordinary work for India in the last 15 years. Don't brand me as a BJP or Sanghi. I'm not a Sanghi. I'm not a BJP guy. And I'm not for the politics of BJP, but Modi as a leader, if you ask me, he has taken some bold decisions, done some bold moves, which no other leader would have done, like demonetization, like how we tackled COVID, how we attacked the Operation Sindoor, or even the previous Pakistan war and all that. Such bold decisions and upfront leadership. He's a very good leader, that much I can say. But as a politician, the party that he represents, I would not encourage much. I'm not a fascist. I would not say. I am more of a secular person. I am more like Akbar, who said Dini Lai. Hindu, Muslim as well as Christianity can coexist peacefully. Like Jawaharlal Nehru says, peaceful coexistence. So I am more for secularism, ideologically. But practically, I would appreciate Modi's leadership. It's a very complicated thing. You cannot always say plus or minus this, that. There's always a mid path. So that's about Modi. So any more questions people want to ask? Any other doubts? Any other comments? Song request, film request, joke request, anything else? Anybody watching? So thanks guys. So anybody now wants to come in the video, I can encourage. Like a lot of people wanted to come in the video when I was talking. That could be distracting, so I didn't allow that. But if now somebody wants to come in the video, I can maybe allow that.
Okay. So if there's nothing else, I'll close today's live show. Thanks for watching. I'll meet you again in another show, another song, another few more jokes, and another movie, maybe next week. Bye bye until then.